This is Part 2 of the Grazing 101 Riparian Areas and Grazing Management presentation. Here, we talk about distribution tools as a strategy and technique for managing our range and pastures to maintain healthy riparian areas and improve ones that might be less than healthy. Distribution tools are part of almost every successful riparian management strategy. Normally, they are best used in combination with other tools. Let's look at how a few producers have put to use various distribution tools on their operations. Rick Burton used an off-stream watering system in a pasture where he winters heifers. Off-stream watering is one of the most valuable distribution tools. In this case, he fenced off a spring head to protect the spring and pipes water underground to a watering tire where the cattle have access from both sides of the fence. Any extra water runs back to the stream, which is towards the top of the image. Temporary fencing is another valuable distribution tool. With little cost, you can test out how a new cross fence or drift fence might fit into your operation and where the best location might be. Some find that temporary fencing works well enough that they never put in a permanent fence. And temporary fencing is usually electric fencing. Building bridges as stream crossings helps reduce pressure on the stream, and although not all cattle may take to this idea right away, this producer found the cattle used it very well. Here's an example of a drove trail used in bush grazing to help get the livestock from primary or preferred range to secondary or less preferred range. These trails work to encourage cattle to move out of the riparian areas and into other areas to graze. Drove trails work something like Travel Alberta. You are simply identifying destinations for livestock. Some things to avoid with distribution tools are placing a new water development right in or very close to the stream channel or riparian area. Although the idea of water development is a good one, I'm not sure a lot of thought went into the construction of this system. The impacts from cattle trampling and compacting the moist, soft soils are severe. A better location would have been on the upland area. Grazing pressures would have been distributed much better this way. Here's an example of something to avoid. Does this salt have to be in or right next to the stream channel as well? Probably not. And couldn't the cattle find it up on the bench? Very likely. Winter feeding or supplemental feeding like this right by the river or lake should also be avoided. Feeding right close to the water leads to increased localized pressures on the soil and vegetation and results in a decrease in the performance of critical riparian functions like sediment and nutrient filtering and trapping and decreasing stream velocity. A better location would be up by the conifers towards the top of the image. Thank you for listening, and thanks to all the Cows and Fish funders and supporters for their commitment to stewardship and riparian health in Alberta. More information on Cows and Fish programs can be found on our website, www.cowsandfish.org. You'll find much about riparian ecology and grazing management, including the Caring for the Green Zone, Riparian Areas and Grazing Management booklet. You'll also find information on community-based stewardship, our contact information, and donation opportunities. The other segments of the full presentation are also available on our website.